You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to guys, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful. You are now tuned in to My Skin is My Sin on Blog Talk Radio. From goons to guys, we welcome everyone. We only have one rule, and that's be respectful.
Holla at us next week, man.
No doubt, man, and definitely shout out to the family, liberationmindedmedia.net. That is Black Eye Stand, Do the Knowledge Radio, The Rundown with Renee, and My Skin is My Sin. And don't forget to share the show, man. If you check it out today, or if you check it out next week, or if you check it out in 1,000 years, and if you are that motherfucker that digs us up in 1,000 years, you are the most phenomenal individual to ever walk the galaxy for digging up this greatness and still share our shit, man. Shout out to you. Don't forget to check out the websites, embroshell.com, designsbymonet.com, and myskinismysin.net.
What's good, fam? What's going on, man? This is Jobs, and you tuned in to My Skin is My Sin. And we got a special-ass show tonight. Typically, we don't do shit on Sundays. We reserve that for self-love is my rehab. But I got the call from Uncle Henny, and he's like, man, let's talk about this. The white boy saying nigga in the battle. I think if you in the battle community, unless you are currently incarcerated, and even some of our brothers and sisters locked down have heard about this shit. And I think everybody, a lot of people feel some type of way, myself included. I don't like that shit. We'll get to that. We'll get into that. I'm waiting on Henny to call up. I wanted to make sure we got the live stream jumping off first, so we could go ahead and invite some people and get some people into the conversation and see what we can come up with. Because my shit ain't changing, bro. I'm going to keep it a stack. I'm a pretty... And hold on one second. What's good, Dunn? Henny. All right, yeah, we should be good, bro. We should be good. We should be live and we ready to go. And I did put the link on that post that you made.
All right, cool.
Yeah, because I can't share shit until next week. Facebook done had me, like, in jail for, like, 3 months.
Oh, all right. Oh, you're a predicate, huh?
Man, it is not a good look, bro. Let me make sure everybody can hear. Say something for me right quick.
Yo. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
We good. All right.
Turn
man.
my head.
Yeah, do what you got to do over there, man. Get your shit together, man. And if you happen to tune in, invite some motherfuckers to, and let us know what you think. So talk to me, man. You posted some shit about this. And matter of fact, I'm gonna read your post, man. And actually, go ahead and share the link, and let's get a couple people up in this motherfucker before we get to talking some shit. How's life?
I'm trying to shit like, I don't know why it's not. Yeah, I really I hate technology. As much as I love it, I hate it. Shit is stupid.
It is.
It's not letting me now. Sometimes I'm on the phone, it'll let me fucking use Facebook. Then sometimes I'm on the phone, it won't let me use it. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, the motherfuckers will get it afterward. I really wanted to get that dude that on your post that was like, what this nigga say? It was a double standard.
I agree. I wholeheartedly agree.
Nigga, I could not disagree motherfucking further.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you why. We're gonna get into it. I got a theory. Now here's my thing.
Okay.
I'm not married to any of my ideas, right? Like, if you make a compelling argument and go, yo, you wilding, and I go, all right, how am I wilding? And you go, X, Y, Z, and if it makes sense to me, I'll go, shit, got a point, nigga, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem with dialogue now. motherfuckers that just go, I'm right, and don't care about anything else. That's not conversation.
It's not.
I'm in love with the art of conversation. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to give you my perspective on it, and then you're going to give me yours, and hopefully others chime in, and it makes for good radio.
That's why I fucks with you, though, bro. You know, like we, you know where I stand on shit, and generally, I'm a cool dude. Yeah.
And I agree. That's why you're really the only person I do this for. You know I hate doing this shit. I do it for you though.
Hey, I don't be coming with no bullshit, and I'm not here to like slam no niggas or no shit like that. Although that white boy deserved to get slammed on his neck. I'm just gonna keep it a stack.
Okay, let me hear why you felt him getting punched in his face was justified.
Because he said nigga. like first and foremost. But secondly, the precedent that it sets. Because let me ask you this. When was the last time white folks took over one city and stopped?
Okay. That's my first issue with it altogether. Are we talking real life, or are we talking goofy entertainment for our own personal pleasure?
See, that's the problem. See, while we thinking it's entertainment, you got some cracker in Kansas, and you know what? Let me back up. You have some young white man in Kansas that is not looking at it necessarily as entertainment. He looking at it as okay, well, they said I could say it, so I'm good. And then when he travels to Houston and says nigga and gets the shit beat out of him, you doing that man? You doing him a disservice.
No, but I believe it's justified. If you are, let's say, over the age of 10, if it has not been explained to you by your parents or an adult, someone that loves you, certain things you should not say in mixed company, you should not say around certain folks, you shouldn't say in public, you pretty much deserve the consequences that come with your actions. Nigga 19, 20, 25, if he doesn't know by that age when there's a time and a place for something, then that man has to suffer the consequences of his actions.
Okay, you saw the video, right?
I saw the video, yes.
Okay, what was the first thing after old boy punched him in the face? What was the first thing you saw after that?
I saw a clip. I didn't see the battle itself. I saw the clip going around.
Right, it's like 24 seconds.
And you know the funny part? I scrolled past it 10 times today, had no idea. Then I saw people talking about it and was like, oh, that must be it. Then I watched it. And here's my problem. For one, I wanted to hear him get to the punch. No pun intended. I wanted, you know what I'm saying? Here's I like to, if anyone's familiar with me, they know I am big on freedom of speech.
Okay.
If you see my work, you know I've had a cajillion discussions, debates, arguments with bitches over the word bitch.
True.
I believe in context. I believe there has to be, if there's no malice behind something, me personally, Uncle Henny, I'm usually okay with it. Now, the source does factor into it at times, but for the most part, I'm speaking just purely entertainment-wise, right? I want to keep reiterating that during the course of this conversation.
Right.
I'm speaking strictly from an entertainment standpoint. If I get mad at the white boy in the battle, then I have to get mad at Martin Scorsese, right? Because we're a hip-hop generation. And I would say 99% of all hip-hop generation are huge Martin Scorsese fans.
Okay.
Virtually in any movie starring De Niro or Pesci with Martin Scorsese, they'll say something derogatory about blacks. They'll have some slang, colloquialism, something that will be a spade, will be a nigga, this, that, and the third. We love his films. We love Quentin Tarantino movies, right?
Right.
So now this is all under the umbrella of entertainment. I want to hear what the white boy was going to say. Now, if the white boy just goes, "You stupid nigger," that to me, that's a lot different than whatever he was going. I don't know what he was going to say. That's part of the problem. If he goes nigger, now if he breaks some shit down and the punch is phenomenal, I gotta go. White boy, you're a good one, white boy. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I speak for myself.
Now you know who you sound like? You sound like Jordan trying to coach.
That's a great fucking analogy. Jesus Christ, that was a good one.
I'm just saying, and Jordan was just a trash ass coach because he expected everybody else to be Jordan.
That's a great fucking point. I've heard that a lot in life, and I know exactly what you mean by that. I've been told by a million bitches. I'm okay when you say bitch, you call me bitch. I know when you say it what it is. When he says it, I don't like it, and I'm a slap. I get that. I get what you're saying. But in life, we normally go by our own barometer, our own measuring stick. Not just me, you, like most of us, that's what we do.
Facts.
How we perceive something is usually how we perceive it from others. If you're repulsed by, sex, then you probably hate porn. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just how life works.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, I can't entertain. Remember, this is battle rap. In battle rap, we allow. I will shoot your mother. I will kidnap your kids. I'll fuck your daughter. I'll XYZ. Where is really the white boy saying nigga on that scale? If that's the measure, if that's the bar, where is the white boy saying nigga at?
It's the equivalent of my brother saying my mama ain't shit. Me and my brother, we'll laugh about that shit. That's my brother. But if the nigga next door say our mother ain't shit, we jumping that nigga. Some shit, even though it's fucked up as it is, it's in-house, is okay. Another motherfucker coming along and saying exactly the same thing is tantamount to an ass whooping. And not only that, what you didn't see, there was another video of him talking to the nigga before the battle, telling him what he was going to say and basically telling him, you're going to have to punch me.
Oh, see, now that is fucking, that's interesting, right? I did not hear or see that. So, okay, so Son essentially wanted to go viral.
Yes.
Oh, okay, that's different. That is completely different, in my opinion.
Why, though? Because the fact that like even in leading up to him saying it, he literally says, y'all tell me I can't say this shit. And then says nigga. So right then, he's telling you in the battle, I'm only doing this shit to go viral. I'm using you niggas to build up my name.
I mean, when you have that mindset, it usually doesn't work out well for most people. He had an agenda. That's why.
Exactly.
It was. But here's my problem. You see, here's my problem though. If you you use the analogy of my brother, right? What we do in private, you know what I'm saying, is different than when the neighbor fucking says my mother ain't shit, right?
Exactly.
But that's the problem. Battle rap isn't private. This shit is in your living room. Even though you watch this shit in your living room and it feels like it's yours, it's public. It's for public consumption.
True.
We like to believe we own it, but we don't. Once you put shit on the internet, right? Take my post, for example. I have literally seen my own thoughts and words become viral IG quotes and memes. I would like to get a nickel off of every time it happened, But I didn't take the proper channels to ownership, yada, yada, yada. Once you hit send, it belongs to the world. Once you fucking go into battle, it's for fucking, all rules are off. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you can't, my problem is, right, if I'm a battler, and if I'm battling Goods, and Goods goes, yo, Thun, do me a favor. Don't reference my daughter. I go, all right, Thun, no problem. I'm creative, I can do that. You ask me like a gentleman, no problem. If during the battle, he references any of my loved ones, my son, my wife, my deceased mother, anything, the gloves are off. I am free to say whatever the fuck I want. And that's my thing. In most battles we see with the black kid and the white boy, it usually starts, the black kid goes, crack it this, I'll crack a barrel, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Once you open the door, you have to be receptive to whatever comes behind it. That's my point. The topic happens to be white boy saying nigga in battle rap. But in life, if you open the door, if you slap me, you can't get mad when I stab you. That's my thing.
But you're assuming that shit is just fair. It's not. Like this is the reason that brothers will literally, oftentimes when they battling the white dude, start off with the same shit, is because that's the only opportunity they may have in their life to publicly just berate a motherfucking white person and get all that energy that you've been having to deal with white folks your whole life, taking a lot of bullshit, dealing with the police, and it's the one time you can say to a motherfucking face without repercussion, fuck you, you cracker ass cracker. So it's you would like to say it's entertainment, but it's both. You know, in some instances, yeah, it's just purely entertainment. But in some instances, it's like, you know what, this entertainment, but this is my opportunity to really let go of some shit that I've been wanting to let go. The flip side of that is that, look, nigga, like, I'll trade you the inequities that you feel you got by not being able to say nigga for the inequities that I live with every fucking day because I wake up in this greatness that is the melanated skin that I'm in. You know, but with that melanated skin, I get fucked over by the police. I don't get the loans I should get. I don't get the jobs I should get. Generally speaking, you know, I am treated less than by the power structure. So yeah, if you wanna say it's a double standard, yeah, nigga, it is. You wanna trade double standards? No, they don't.
Yeah, we are no longer talking about entertainment, son. We talking about life.
Exactly.
I'm talking, but no, what I'm talking about, no. I don't want anyone that's within earshot to misconstrue what I'm saying. If I'm in 7-Eleven and I hear, yo, nigga, move, I want to buy this Pepsi, somebody's getting punched in their face, right? Simple and plain, no discussion, off rip. We getting it shaken. In battle rap, where we are allowing the foulest of the foul to be said and done, we have seen all type. We've seen a nigga pretend to take a shit on stage. We've seen some ridiculous shit. We've heard some absurd shit, is what I'm saying.
True.
I'm saying, if you fucking say, if I'm battling fucking Farrah, and Farrah go ba, facing you're facing my box, right?
Right.
Nobody can go, yo, Unc was wrong when he said da suck my dick. That's my sentiment all along. She opened the door for the sexual talk. And how dare she get offended when I gotta suck my dick bar after she just put my face in her pussy? That's what I'm saying. Her real life, now that would be like you going, well, in real life, right, we deal with the police, this and that. That's like us going after the battle, well, I had a relative touch me inappropriately, so his bar was worse than mine. Whoa. I knew nothing of that. I got nothing to do with that. We are here to entertain these people in a war of words and disrespect. You open the door with yours, and I rebutted with mine. Now, you gave me information I wasn't privy to early in the day. The white boy that did this shit today did some clown shit. I'm saying on the average day of a battle, if a nigga comes with the crack of this, honky that, da-da-da-da, this and that, if he gets called nigga, is anyone shocked? We are playing the disrespect game. You can't play the disrespect game and then get mad if I play it better than you. If that's the case, don't play the game.
Yeah, well, see, first off, people, when you say freedom of speech, there's no such thing. That's a misnomer. You have the freedom to say what's on your mind, but that doesn't mean it's not going to come with repercussions.
There are repercussions in life. I agree.
In Ohio, there's a law where they can arrest you for what they call incite to violence, and that literally is you just saying some shit somebody else don't like. You can get arrested for that shit. The same fucking principle. It's just one.
That's a slippery slope.
You say what?
That's a slippery slope because it deals with perception. What's offensive to me might not be offensive to you. So it deals with perception.
Right, but if like I'm not going to walk into, let's say, a meeting full of women and say some shit that I know unequivocally every woman in there is going to be upset by me saying that. And if I did do that, I did it intentionally because I wanted to piss them all off. And I know there may be physical harm by their significant others brought upon me. If you gonna get on stage and say nigga, you should get your ass whooped. Period.
But
you know
okay,
it.
But
I know it. You may say it's unfair. You may say, like you can hide behind the entertainment shit only so much. Cause some shit ain't entertaining to niggas. You say a nigga is not entertaining.
Now, fair enough. Now, okay, let's go this way with it now. Eddie Murphy has a new stance, right? In his 50s, almost 60. He's saying he regrets certain, routines and bits he did early in his career, right?
Okay.
Kevin Hart just with the Grammys last year. Tracy Morgan, before, faggot, right? We all grew up saying faggot. Not one of us were talking to a homosexual when we said it. We were saying it to our friends and family in reference to you doing something either suspect or girly, right?
Exactly.
Should I not be allowed to call, if me and you are on my page and we talking all shit and I call you a faggot, should I not be allowed to call you a faggot because some homosexual will be offended?
No, but what I think what you try, what that analogy would work if it was two white boys on stage. Now, if you talking to a gay person and say that, you know before you say that it's going to offend them. Unless y'all got a personal relationship that where y'all have established it's not offensive to that person. But generally speaking, if you know somebody is gay and you call them a faggot, you know you're doing that to offend them.
Okay. I can't disagree with that. But it goes back to it was a battle. What do you do in a battle? You try to offend your opponent.
Well, you also try to make it home alive.
This wasn't a job interview at FedEx. He wasn't applying for a job and just blurted out nigga. This was a battle. A battle.
When Arsenal battle, what's the old boy on the West Coast name?
I know who you're talking about. I forget. I know who you're talking about. And he was talking about his deceased father.
Had to get protection from the nigga he was talking about to leave the venue safely. You know why? Because he said some fucked up shit that would get that nigga beat the fuck up if he didn't have that protection. Period.
Okay, but here's my problem with that. You know what? My mother's deceased. I have a lot of loved ones close and dear to me that are deceased. Mm-hmm. I'm not battling Arsenal. How about that? Because I'm familiar with his work. I'm not going to go to Dave Chappelle show and then get offended because he's talking about weed and trannies and white people. I'm familiar with his work. Why would I attend if I know what's going to be said? That's that fake fucking outrage shit. If you know, I mean, these niggas are familiar with each other. Someone there had to know the white boy likes to say nigga. If I know I'm not with the shits in real life and it translates into the battle, I'm not battling no white boy saying nigga. I'm not taking the battle. It's very simple.
That I agree with you on that one.
He was not forced to be there.
I blame the guy that he was battling. I blame the niggas that's around that white boy because he told them bars to some black person and they was okay with that shit. I blame the nigga that stepped in between him and the other dude after he got punched. You know, there's a lot of blame to go around for this shit. Don't get me wrong. I'm not just saying, you know, yeah, well, he's the only one. I'm angrier at the black folks that did nothing and or supported that goofy shit.
Now, here's the flip side, though, because after I watched the clip, I went, what if the white boy washed him? To me, that's a bigger L. Because we know we all have that thing, no white boy's fucking me up. We grew up with it. We always had it.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A couple of niggas might know some white boys with a supreme knuckle game, right? But for the most part, I think most of us always feel I'm fucking the white boy up.
Yes.
What if the white boy would have knocked him out?
He should have got jumped.
That sucker shit.
So, call it what you want, bro. I don't care.
I mean, you do care because you're not a sucker. And you don't condone sucker shit.
Nigga, I have been jumped, and I have jumped niggas.
You're advocating right now for something you felt was a sucker move. So you can't move the goalpost now. You either condone sucker shit or you don't.
Well, you know what? Apparently I do. Because that nigga should have got his ass jumped. Period. Like, he should have woke up today in a hospital. I'm not even gonna say I'm sorry because I'm not. You know, some shit, man. I'm unequivocal. It's just, and it's very rare with me. You know, I try to look at shit from all angles. I really do. Generally speaking, and you know, man, not too much shit get me out of pocket at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but no, bruh. Like, I'm not that shit because it's entertainment for battle rap. But some of them white folks take that shit like it's a license to say the shit.
But some niggas believe shit rappers say. We can't just put it on white people. There's dumb white people and there's dumb niggas too. Absolutely. You know a bunch and you a bunch. Some motherfuckers just, take this shit too. Like the niggas that can't separate the battler from the real person. We've seen them for years. There's a lot of retarded niggas out here, bro. Like that's my, and I don't think it's, I'm there to see a fair exchange, right? I watch a battle. I want to see, hopefully an equal level of talent in a fair exchange, right? Yeah. If you and I battle each other, that would be like me going, I'm going to have a bunch of fuck Detroit bars, but you can't say nothing about New York. How is that fair to you to handcuff you and handicap you in our fair exchange of words?
Well, you know what? If I am in Queensbridge Projects, I am going to honor that request because I want to go home.
No, but okay, I see what you're saying, but okay, let's go that way. If I bring you to Queensbridge, you're with me, right?
Right.
And I'm like, yo, this my son Joe from Detroit, cool nigga, fuck with me, showed he want to see the hood, brought him to the hood. Now already in that immediate circle I introduce you to, they know you're with me. Treat him as one of us. If I happen to leave for 5 minutes, protect him as if you're protecting me, right? That's the unwritten rule. I brought you. Niggas know what it is. And we start joking and shit. Niggas start ranking. Yo, I went to Detroit one time to see this bitch, da-da-da-da-da. Yo, Detroit, da-da-da. If you got a New York story now, Why shouldn't you be able to tell, yo, New York, and fucking the rat jumped out? Why shouldn't you be able to tell that story? For fear of violent repercussions.
But there's what should be, and then there's what is. And you and I both know that some shit, depending on where the fuck you at, you just not gonna say because you want to get back to the crib. Period.
Okay, fair enough, right? If I went to Compton, right?
Right.
If I was in a blood neighborhood, wearing all blue would be the smartest plan. I get what you're saying, right? But if I happen to be in LA and my son from Compton calls me like, yo, come through, I'm like, nah, meet me out here, son. I got on all fucking blue. You from fucking the jungle. You know, son, you with me. Don't worry about that. Niggas don't trip over these colors, da-da-da, this and that. When I go with him, I'm under the shield of his protection now. He gave me his
unless this nigga is God, bruh, I'm going to pass on that. Like, you can't cover every, I mean, you know, like, you know, there may be some OG out there that can give you that pass. But I'm not taking that chance. That's just me. Because you can't stop every dumb nigga.
No, listen, but that goes back to my point. I'm probably with you on that. I'm probably not going under those circumstances either, right?
Right.
But that's my point all along. I'm not taking the battle with Arsenal because I know what's to be expected. I know wearing the blue and the red in the blood neighborhood isn't smart. I know battling a nigga that's disrespectful when I have certain topics I wouldn't want discussed isn't smart. I know if I go cracker this, honky that, he's within his right to respond how he responds. No,
nigga, you don't have that right.
Yes, you do.
Technically, you do have the right to say whatever comes to your mind. But you will know, whether you knew it beforehand, you're going to find out quickly that if you say nigga, we're going to beat you into a fucking pulp. Period.
Okay, right. Let's say I come to Detroit, right?
Right.
And I'm trying to get a good one. I come to Detroit to battle Marv 1. And I say a proof ball, right? Now,
you may not make it home.
No. I don't reference Proof's death. I got a bar with his name in it. It's a hard bar. It's no disrespect in it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Can a nigga tell me I was wrong for saying the word proof? Exactly. That's what I mean. How narrow do we? You know what I'm saying? Because once you start that shit, now when you battle me, I go, you can't talk about this. You can't talk about that. You can't talk about me being over 40. You can't talk about me being fat. You can't talk about me being from Queensbridge. You can't, how long's the fucking list?
I mean, but you're comparing all that other shit to a word coming from white people with the worst connotation towards black people of any other word. Why the fuck do white people always, like, y'all got everything else? So instead of being happy with 99.999% of shit, no, you wanna validate or justify saying nigga. No, bro.
No, not in. Once again, context. We're losing context here. We're not talking about you and we go to a barbecue, you and me, right? White boy at your job invite you over to cook out. You and I go to the liquor store. We bring some sodas. We go over there. And now his goofy friend keeps with the nigga this, nigga that, nigga that. That is completely different. Context. In a battle, right? Me personally, I got to always go. Me personally, if I battle Big K, right? Big K. If Big K got a bar and niggas da-da-da-da-da and the bar's crazy, right? That is less offensive to me than if Big K goes, your son, your 14-year-old son, I'm rub my balls on his chin. I'm more offended by that personally.
Well, that's gay. So I'm gonna pause that. But just saying, I get what you're saying from a personal standpoint, but you have to know, and Big K included, that if Big K steps up in the building and says nigga, there is a possibility, and more than a possibility, that somebody is going to physically put some hands on you.
And here's a great point. Niggas will be slower to do it to Big K because they think he's a little more hood than they would El Mac.
That is true, depending on where you at. Like
now,
they may, you know, like some places will shoot your shit up. Irregardless.
Some place.
You know, I would not recommend Big K trying to do that shit in Detroit. Now, you may where there's a city where the racial mix is, you know, more 50-50, or, you know, maybe white people is 60 and black people, whatever the case. But in Detroit, it's like 90%, 85% black folks. You're going to get your ass whooped, probably. I'd put money on it there. You know, it may work for you in Connecticut.
Now, look. Right, he's battling Marv 1, right? Calico, whoever. And Calico's even a better one. He's battling Calico.
He's going to get beat up.
He said something, nigga, da ba ba. The building shakes. Calico starts his Calico BMF shit, right? Niggas start trying to jump him. If Big K backed out and shot one of them niggas in the face, is Big K wrong?
I mean, anytime you getting jumped, you do what you got to do. I'm going to say he's wrong because you said nigga, knowing full well, especially in Detroit. Yes, you are wrong. You precipitated that shit.
No. Is he wrong for defending his life?
No, he ain't wrong. Like, I don't expect no nigga to just take a L if he.
Okay. Now, when it's all said and done, right? Everybody's on Facebook, Twitter, IG. Oh my God. Battle rapper, da-da-da-da-da. Was it really worth it over a fucking bar?
It was not worth it. He should have kept his motherfucking mouth shut.
Nah, because he was paid there to say what the fuck he wants. Right? Don't never forget, motherfuckers are paying these niggas to talk shit. Like, that's the whole thing. They are paying these niggas to be there.
Right, but you're not in a bubble. You gotta lead. You gotta lead that place at some point.
Hold on. My wife just got in the goddamn car. Hold on. Yeah, you can't. Yeah. You can't. What you said right before that, she distracted me. Say it again, son.
You are aware that once you leave that stage, you gotta leave that building. You gotta go home. You got to deal with the shit that you say in some shape, fashion, or form. Like if you from a Crip neighborhood, but you're not a Crip, and you get on stage and you start clowning Crips, when you go home, you're going to have a problem. You know that.
But Don, is that not corny? I'm paid. I'm here to entertain, right? You pay me to come and perform. It's performance, right? Whether you like it or not. It's an art form. You paid me to be here to do what it is I do.
Right.
Now, that's like
going to a boxing match and a nigga pull out a knife. Like, yeah, we came to see some violence, nigga, but that shit was beyond the pale.
Yeah, but I wouldn't call verbal disrespect.
That word, yes, is pulling out a knife.
Nah, that's not pulling out a knife. Pulling out a knife is when Daylight stuck his hand in his pants, touched his nuts, and rubbed the kid's face. That's pulling out a knife.
That is too. But that's not pulling out. That's not something that anybody else on the planet, black, white, or green, would be offended by. They may be like, well, I will offended to the point of taking up for that guy. Like, that's a personal thing. That's something between those two. And if that other guy don't do anything, now you look like a bitch. But only you. But when you say something with the history of nigga, and I'm not with that, well, white people can say, as long as it got an A on it, No, bruh. Like
No, I'm not a fan. Yo, listen, here's something, right? In New York, because I know in New York it's different than in a lot of places, right? Puerto Ricans, Dominican. If you grew up in a, let me preface it. If you pretty much grew up in the hood all together all your life, 3-4 generations, we don't flinch when Spanish kids and chicks say nigga, right? It's no big deal. It's something. But I have heard Spanish people say nigga, and I flinched a little bit, right?
Right.
Because it just didn't flow. I've also heard the shit come out of white boys' mouths, and if you didn't look, you wouldn't know it was a white boy saying it. Like it was organic like that. You could tell he's
That
6 generations in the projects. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I'm like it's a little circumstantial for me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you got a kid that grew up in Hartford, Connecticut, he only hangs around white kids. He you know what I'm saying? Like, and he says nigga, I'm a lot more uncomfortable with that than the kid that grew up in Brownsville, Brooklyn, whose mother used to, everybody used to be in his mother's house. She used to cook, and when son says nigga, to me, that feels a little more comfortable than when son says it. Because the white boy has our experiences. When police pull the car over.
No, they don't.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. When police pull a car over and go, all of you niggas get out the car, he's not allowed to sit there and go, well, excuse me, officer, I am no nigga. No, that nigga got to get out the car too. Now, when the kid in Hartford, Connecticut, when he's in the car with his 3 white friends and police go, nigga, get out the car, the other 3 don't budge. They're talking just to him. He doesn't share our experiences.
Yeah, well, see, he doesn't share our experiences. He just, he's going to get out the car because he got to go back to the hood with them niggas. Whether he thinks he needs to get out the car or not, he going to get out because if he don't get out, when the shit's over and they get back to the crib, it's going to be a problem for him. Number 2, he can leave that area and shit changes for him. When a brother leaves Harlem or Brooklyn or Queens or Detroit, you still a nigga in Atlanta, in Chicago, in South Carolina. It's the same shit across the board. So that experience, he has a limited similar experience, but an overall experience in this country is completely different. And they find that shit out at some point in life. You very rarely do you see motherfuckers that grow up in the hood and let's say they go off to college, still be cool if they white and black. They may be cool, but it ain't the same. Because that white boy that found out I'm a white boy. And I got privileges out here.
I mean, privilege exists. We know. That goes without. We know privilege super duper exists. Embedded. You ever met a white boy that, he don't really know he's a white boy?
Yes.
Now that shit, I didn't grow up with any of that. I've seen it. I've been around it in my years, but I didn't personally grow up with it. So my perception's a little different on that. In real life, and once again, let me reiterate, in real life, I'm not really a fan of it. I'm not fond of it. If a nigga grew up, like we said, son grew up in Brownsville, around his men's and he says nigga 50 times a day, I'm okay with that. When he's in mixed company, when he comes over, takes the train to Queens, when he's around others that are unfamiliar with his upbringing, I would suggest he does it, right?
Exactly.
That would be the smart move. But once again, we're talking about real life. This wasn't a teacher, a judge, a cop, a nurse that said nigga. This was a fucking battle rapper. Like, we got to keep putting in perspective what battle rappers are. Now, I'm cool with a few. I'm familiar with a lot of them. For the most part, none of them are nearly as violent as they portray, right? We can all agree on that.
Facts.
Yet and still, we accept them constantly portraying this image that they don't carry in real life, right? Why? It's all entertainment, right? We let Conceited, right? I think most people will go, Conceited is probably one of the least violent niggas in all of battle rap.
Not afraid of
conceited.
conceited. I don't think he's gonna pull out the blammy or the
Yeah,
blicker.
yeah, you
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I, but we allow, and Conceited's fan base is enormous. We allow Conceited to fucking do that in the sake of entertainment. It's just battle rap, right? Because that's a famous quote. It's just battle rap. Because, right, at first, remember, when Suge was tapping niggas' pockets, niggas tried to act like it was, oh, my Jesus, that made him, you know.
He violated them niggas, yeah.
But now everybody fucking does it.
That
now,
you,
I get
you
what
are
you were saying
making my
earlier.
point right
that
there.
That might be the problem, right? Now, I got what you were saying earlier. That might be the problem. Now, this white boy doesn't get punched in the face. Now, all the white boys think they can do it, right?
Exactly.
But here's the thing. We have seen Suge doesn't pocket check everyone, right?
No, he does not.
Now, you have some going, well, he didn't do it to this one for fear of repercussions. Now, only Suge himself as a man knows if that's the case or not, right?
Right.
But as an adult, he has to know when and where he can't. As an adult, I have to go, do I want to battle Suge because he might tap my pocket, right? If I'm really anti, don't touch me, right? My whole image, everything when I battle, don't touch me, respect my da-da-da. Why would I take this battle? Because if he doesn't do it, right, then it's, oh, shit, he's scared of Unc. If he does do it, oh, Unc just bluffing. He really pussy. He let the nigga do it. But at the end of the day, this $10,000 they gave me to entertain him, if before the fucking battle, son goes, yo, son, not for nothing, you know that's my shit. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to violate this and that for the sport of standing there, Matt Beasley and and niggas convince me, it ain't that bad, and I allow it. Do I care more about the perception or that $10,000 check? You know what I'm saying? Because is it real life or is it just entertainment?
And see, there is like there is no absolutes. It sounds good on paper, but there is no absolutes in except death. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, other than that, shit may go haywire. And culturally, first off, you're in our culture. You have been allowed the privilege of stepping on a stage that we fucking built from the ground up. In doing so, you need to come in with respect as opposed to some bullshit. Because when you come in with some bullshit, then that's a problem. You get treated like you came in with some bullshit. Like, he ain't the first white boy to say nigga. He the first one I seen get responded to appropriately. But I don't fuck with ill will and they whole little camp because the white boy back then said nigga. I hated that shit then and said that shit. And niggas back then was like, oh man, it's just battle rap, blase splee. Now it was another nigga said nigga. I mean, another white dude said nigga. Now this one said nigga. So he set a precedent back then because nothing happened to him. That nigga should have got his face beat the fuck up and it wouldn't have happened again. Period.
But okay. With that being said, we're now, it's violent. Anytime you say something I deem offensive, I should just be able to punch you in your fucking face. What are we going to be left with then? If everyone shares that exact sentiment, right? You say something I don't like or I deem really offensive, I'm going to punch you in your face, battle over. What happens to battle rap?
Let me ask you this. Would you say that you are in the minority with this opinion?
Which one?
That it's okay for him to say nigga.
But it's more to it than just white boys being allowed to say nigga.
On stage in a battle.
No. My thing is, if you start the racial disrespect first, you have to expect it back.
Okay. Would you say even in that circumstance, you'd be in the minority with that opinion?
I don't know. If I ask most people, yo, if a black battler goes honky crack it is, if the white boy goes back, nigga this. Is he wrong? I think most people will pause for a minute and go, nah, not really, because he called him a cracker first.
And,
I think most.
And let me say something too, man, because you making those two words equitable, and they are not. It's not. It doesn't hold even remotely the same weight.
You know why they're not, right?
I know exactly why they're not.
Because of our personal experience.
Exactly.
But that's like me going. That's like I can't tell you. You can't tell me something disrespectful is more disrespectful than something else that doesn't offend me. You understand what I'm saying? If I call you short, right? If I'm like, you short motherfucker, da-da-da, if you go, shut up, fat nigga, that's like me going, yo, why would you call me fat? That's mad disrespectful. That's worse than me calling you short. Nah. It's how I take it.
Now, had I kidnapped your great grandfather and abused everybody in your lineage thereafter for being fat, then you got a problem. You got something to say on that one. Anything short of that, then no, it's not the same.
You can't do that because the white boy on stage ain't kidnapped nobody. He ain't enslaved nobody.
Nigga, let me ask you something.
Now,
you've lost loved ones, right?
If we were speaking to his grandfather, great grandfather, I would say you have more of a leg to stand on. But he can't wear that black eye, right? Because I'm not wearing the black eye of nobody before me. Any goofy shit. Let's say I had a uncle that was a heroin addict or some shit. I'm not gonna be called a dope fiend because this nigga used to get high. Nah.
No, but if everybody in your fucking family was heroin addicts, yeah, nigga, you are one too.
Nah, but how in the fuck does that work?
I didn't say it was right. I didn't say it makes you a heroin addict, but the general consensus would be until you prove otherwise, nigga, you own that boy.
But I mean, is that logical?
Yes, it is. It is logical. It's like birds of a feather. It's the same shit. Only it's your whole family. You know, your grandmother been shooting heroin for 50 years. All her kids shoot heroin. They kids shoot heroin. You the only motherfucker in the family that don't shoot heroin, but you can't convince nobody you don't shoot heroin because everybody in your family
That's
do.
another one of my problems, though. But that's not my job to convince y'all. In my spirit, in my well-being, my wife, my best friend, my mother, my coworker, they know I would never touch heroin. That's good enough for me. It's not my job to go on fucking Twitter and go, hey guys, remember, I know my grandfather, my father, my brother, and my uncle did heroin, but I don't. Why in the fuck do I gotta prove to motherfuckers I don't give a fuck about, who really don't give a fuck about me, that I'm not using heroin? That's my shit.
Right, but bro, you are not the average cat, and you got some years behind you, so you got some wisdom. It's totally different for me and you looking at a scenario.
Stop using me in a debate against myself. I have no rebuttal to that, and it works. Everything has done this like 3-4 days. It works remarkably because I can't fucking argue with him. He's right. He's right in the sense. But listen to what I'm saying, right? He's got a point. I get what he's saying. Right? This is the great part. We do this all the time, right? We don't do it publicly, but we do it all the time.
Facts.
My thing is, if I had a friend, a childhood friend, went to school with her, you know what I mean, grew up, like, we known each other 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
One day on Facebook, right, I said something, she went, you fucking fat asshole. I said, shut up, black bitch. Da-da-da. She's real dark skin, right? Pretty complexion, really dark skin. Black bitch. She was so offended by a black bitch. But you called me a fat asshole first. You understand what I'm saying? How do you get offended when you open the door
but
of offense?
You are trying to compare a personal one-on-one interaction to generational interactions.
You're moving the goalpost, son.
I'm not.
Listen, because in our culture, skin complexion has been going on since the beginning of time. The light versus the dark fucking battle of Negroes.
And where did that come from?
It's a personal issue that has a history.
Where did that come from? That's a direct result of us being kidnapped and brought to this country and intentionally pitted against each other based on what we look like.
Okay,
So that
but
they
you
can
telling
maintain
me
control.
But my thing is, are you telling me in fucking 2020, niggas still do it?
After you've been doing the same, like if you mentally fuck somebody over for 10 years, they may never recover from that. And they'll pass that fucked up thought process on to their children. When they say generational curses, that's the epitome of a generational curse. The trauma and actually trauma, if and somebody will correct me, but I do believe is passed on through DNA.
I
So
don't disagree that happens. What I'm saying is, someone has to break the cycle, right? I grew up, my mother and grandmother, when I did certain things, had no problem getting physical, right? No problem whatsoever. I have, with the exception of literally one time when he was like 7, my son, didn't come off the bus and walk in. He went up the block or some bullshit, right? So he got the belt once, and I gave him the option. Yo, you can be on punishment 2 weeks. No toys, no TV, this and that, or you can get this belt one time. As a reminder,
I hate to cut you off. A side note, man, my old dude did that to me one time. I chose the belt, and that nigga gave me an ass whooping and put me on punishment. That was some fucked up shit. My bad. Go ahead,
that
bro.
Was some fucked up shit. That was psychological fucking damage he did by lying to you like that. Right? So
yes.
No nigga took the belt, right? But I say that to say this: the one and only time I've ever, beat him with something, I hit him with something, right? I don't, despite growing up, going, and that was another discussion. I made a post one day, right? I'll bring it back. But I was like, when you really think about it, our first experience with violence for 90% of us was a black woman, because our mother was probably the first person to ever strike us in anger. So what's the psychological damage on that right there in itself?
That's a slippery slope too, but I agree with you, but I disagree with you, if that makes sense.
What do you disagree upon? Do you think those numbers are skewed? You don't think that's for most of us?
Oh no, I agree with that part. As far as like the first act of, I agree with that part. However, like you're taking an isolated incident, like it's different if she beating you every week, But like in your son's case.
You don't think it was little niggas getting their ass tore up every fucking week?
Yeah, it's some people that did, and generally speaking, it did not work well for them in life. Now, like in your son's case, got one ass whooping. That's, most black folks that have more than one ass whooping, but most black folks is not getting their ass whooped every week. It's generally not even every month. Like if you ask all your friends, they can remember probably no more than 10 ass whoopings, unless they was really bad.
Listen to how you just downplayed. I struck a fucking child 10 times in anger and violence. Listen to how casually you just said that. That's an ACS.
I'm juxtaposing that with the 20 million other times that person treated you with love, and they loved you, and I'm not looking at it as in anger or violence. I'm looking at it as disciplining you, and I could be wrong on that one. I'm not beholden to that. Like that one right there. Yeah, I could agree with what you're saying to an extent. So that's not an absolute for me. But under no circumstances should a white boy at any point ever be saying nigga. Period.
Okay, so remember my example earlier then. So you don't watch any Martin Scorsese movies, any Quentin Tarantino movies?
I do.
Anything with white people saying that, you don't watch none of that?
I have.
But why?
Dumb. Shit. And I'm able to mentally disassociate it a little bit because they're not there in front of me. Nothing I can do about it. But not watch.
So you mean to tell me if you're in Midtown Manhattan one day, right? You go into Madison Square Garden to see the Pistons play the Knicks, and you see Martin Scorsese, you're gonna punch him in his fucking face because he makes movies where white boys say nigga?
No, because I would like to not be in prison. And if I punch Martin Scorsese, I know not only am I going to get arrested, I'm going to be in prison. And he didn't say it then. So in my mind, I rationalize shit. Not even going to lie. I'm keeping it a stack.
I appreciate your honesty. Now, let me ask you this. How many people are going to see this goofy clip of the white boy saying nigga?
At least 1 million.
1 million people, right? A hit world star, 1 million people. How many people have fucking seen Goodfellas?
Geez, definitely more than 1 million.
Yes, exactly. So which offense is really worse in the grand scheme of things? I'm saying you should be a lot more upset with De Niro and Pesci and Martin Scorsese than the goofy fucking white boy.
I get your point, and I can't argue against that. I'm not even gonna lie. It doesn't mean that I'm going to be accepting of somebody that I can, if I was there, that I could actually have a response to it.
But that's human nature, though. That's what I was saying. We personalize things that are close to us, right? Like, if there's certain things, right? I think everyone would go, I'm kind of cool with you voicing your opinion, right? I don't have to agree with it.
Right.
But if you rationally can explain to me why you think and feel a certain way, I will listen, right? They can say, don't do nothing else. He'll listen to you.
Exactly.
If I'm pretty free, right? I find a lot of things funny. That's my nature. You know what I'm saying? I find humor in virtually anything. Even things that might sting and hit a little close to home, if you do it right, funny, because to me, funny is funny. Because one day, I was talking to my man, right, he's a funny cat, and I go, yo, son, but I ain't never heard a funny rape joke, and the nigga told me a funny rape joke. So I go, well, shit, I guess you can find, and as long as it's funny, I'm pretty much, just make it funny, because I'm not with just being mean-spirited to be mean or shock value. To me, that's corny nigga shit. But if it's witty and clever and well put together, this, that, and the third, like I had an old post. And that it usually happens with the memories. I'll have a thought, I'll type it, on Facebook, and it's pretty much done with it, right? And then a year or two later, someone go on it and bring it back up, and it'll spark a whole discussion on it. It happens often. When I say something, right, if I go, you ever notice bitches with more than one baby father, XYZ? 9 out of 10 girls on the post are going to laugh. But the one bitch with 3 baby fathers is going to go, why the fuck da-da-da? It's always niggas da-da-da. You must be big man da-da. You understand what I say? She personalized it. Now, do I not say it for the sake of not offending the one? Or do I, make the joke anyway and let the other 9 laugh?
I mean, yeah, in that particular instance, like you just take that L, sweetie, and keep it moving. In that particular instance. But if you are fully aware that not only will you offend her, but you are literally going to offend every woman that you know, you should get your ass whooped.
No, but every bitch ain't gonna be offended, right? I know bitches that go, if my man watches porn, he's cheating on me, right? Like they fully believe a grown fucking man watching porn is equivalent to cheating. I know bitches that can't get off if they not watching porn. You understand what I'm saying? So who's right, who's wrong?
I mean, but you can like this could go on forever. We could both find 1 million individual instances that it sounds good, but there is absolutely nothing at all comparable to a white person calling a black person a nigga. There
But
is no other comparison that we can adequately come to.
I agree with that in real life. That, other than, like physical harm, verbally, it is the most offensive thing that can be said. I wholeheartedly agree. But we're talking about entertainment. Once again, let me reiterate. We are speaking about entertainment. And you yourself just said, depending on the source, is how you personally take offense to it.
Yeah, I mean, like it is what it is. I'm not about to sit up here and say that everything should be the same across the board. No, some shit ain't quote unquote right to some motherfuckers. I don't care. Like in this instance, I don't really give a fuck. Like whether white people get upset about that shit or not makes me not one bit of fucking difference. That's some shit unequivocally in any circumstance you shouldn't be saying nigga. You was right about the movie shit. I'm not even gonna front. Like yes, you was right about that. And somehow in my weird ass way of thinking, I compartmentalize that. Like that's when I pull out my entertainment card. It makes me feel better. It doesn't,
but
I'm less angry.
That's all I'm saying, baby. You got to keep. Joe Pesci doesn't have more right to say it than the Battle Kid.
Well, you know what? Ask him how he feel about it.
That's it. You should get the white boy on the show.
Nah.
I bet you that make for a good show.
No. Not giving that nigga. I'm not giving that league no views. I wouldn't talk to that nigga. Fuck that nigga. That would be the show. Fuck you,
Fair
nigga.
enough.
Location on, bruh. Come say that shit here.
But if
yes.
fucking Joe Pesci said he was a fan and tweeted you would bring him on the show, and he said nigga 10 times.
Okay, but if that nigga, yeah, he did. And actually, no, I would not interview Joe Pesci, bruh. Like I would not interview him.
I get why. No, don't get it fucked. I get why. What about his opponent?
That guy I would interview. But it would not be a polite interview for that guy. Despite you hitting that man, like you complicit in that shit. You allowed that nigga to use you to get views because in the back of your mind, and this is just my opinion, it was worth it to you because you wanted the same amount of views.
So you don't think once he was aware that the white boy was gonna say nigga, you saying he should have called the battle off?
I'm saying you should tell whoever paid y'all niggas, I'm gonna fuck this event the fuck up, bruh. If he say nigga, you better check this nigga now. And my niggas behind me would be on full alert. It wouldn't have been no punk ass little one jab, nigga. It would have been a straight up murder scene in that bitch because we'd have jumped on that nigga. Period. You can call it what you want. But yes, I would have notified them. No, if I back out, I'm going to lose my money. But I'm putting y'all on notice, bruh. This nigga came to me. This is what he said. I know it's about to pop off. And if he lets that come out of his face, we will commence to beating the shit out of him. Y'all do what y'all... Now, it's in y'all hands. Y'all do it. Y'all play it how y'all want to.
But where do you take onus and responsibility for your part in it? By accepting the battle.
Well, see, accepting the battle, like, I don't think that in the contract it was like, well, he's going to call you nigga. Like, that's not
no,
something...
I'm saying 10 minutes before the battle, you are made aware that he's going to say nigga for the shock value during the battle. You have 10 minutes to decide whether you're going to go through with it or not. You said you would because you want your paper, for completing the battle.
No, what I said, and actually, let me, that didn't sound right when you said that shit. No, let me rephrase that. Like, I would go to them and say something, and I think we probably would just beat his ass before the battle. Like, I'm gonna fuck up your event.
Okay, now let me ask you this, right? We'll keep it on battle rap.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone knows how, Farrah lost her mother. She feels about her mother. Would Farrah have been wrong if she would have swung on Misfit?
Apparently, Misfit said something about her mother.
Yeah, and Farrah, Farrah...
She would not have been. Would I have been as vigorous in defending her actions? No,
Why not? That's a mother.
because it depend. That's life. You feel me? Like you can't. You're and I know you've been through that too. So I'm trying not to be. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be offensive to you.
I know you're very kind, and I know you're trying to word. Don't try to word it perfectly. I wanted to come out.
Your parents are supposed to die before you, bro. That's you not gonna. That's the normal way shit's supposed to go. So is it fucked up that somebody brings that up? Yes, but there's that's not an option for your parents to die. They're gonna die. And
okay, but you have the option not to speak about it.
You do have an option of not to speak about it, but it doesn't hold the negative connotation like a white person calling you nigga.
As a person that has heard nigga, no, let me rephrase it. As a person that has heard a derogatory racial comment towards them, and as a person that has lost a parent, both parents,
mm-hmm.
hearing something negative about my mother strikes way harder than some goofy white person saying some racial shit.
And I can't. I'm not gonna argue with you about that. Like that, you own your emotions. You do. So I'm not gonna be like, well, that's stupid. Like a lot of niggas would be like, no, I respect that. That I can't be mad at that. But for me personally, like I'll give you a situation, and this was probably 25 years ago. But I'm on campus, and I used to do my thing. So I got a bow in my backpack. I'm riding my bike, and out the blue, some white dude tells me to get the fuck out the street, nigga.
Oh,
now,
shit.
And I remember this vividly. So he was in his car. He made a right-hand turn at the light. What he didn't realize was that there was another light a half a block after the turn that was red. So I turned around, and I caught up to him while he was at the red light. And he had significant damage in his door because he would not open the door or roll down the window. And had I been able to break his window, which I was unsuccessful in doing before,
to this day, I see where this is going. Absolutely.
Yes. Not even a thought about it. Like the shit triggered so much in me so instantly. Like selfishly, that was a really dumb move given the circumstances and what I was doing.
I can top your stupidity. I'm in. I see your stupidity and raise you a dum dum. I was in Port Authority, in Times fucking Square, inside Port Authority, about to get on a bus to go to Atlantic City with two of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't even going to gamble. We was going to hang out with some broads. I got a book bag. I got it in the book bag on my shoulder. Two of them are getting their tickets, right? There's three of us. Two of them getting their tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So the bus is like, yo, we got to pull out in 60 seconds. I'm trying to stall them. Yo, they right there. They're 30 feet away. They coming, da-da-da, this and that. I couldn't stall any longer. He fucking, boy, get off the bus. Right? Boy, get off the, like it's fucking Alabama, Mississippi in the 30s, right?
Right.
I reacted, and immediately they was on me. Through the grace of God, as my friends were walking through the door into the bus terminal part, I slid the book bag like 40 feet to them right before police came right behind them, arrested me, right? He's leaking, da-da-da-da. And I went to jail. Like, it could have been way worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think most niggas will hear that story and be like, nah, he deserved it. Or some will hear it and go, you know what? It wasn't a smart move, especially due to the circumstances. Could have caught a gun charge with it. They could have did all types of shit. They could have killed you, right?
Right.
They could have killed you. At the end of the day, right? You fuck homie. Homie said some shit. You fucked his door up, this and that. Bus driver, boy, da-da-da, this and that. We could be sitting up for life right now over them words. And we might just be sitting in our cell like, do it again. But then you go, you got babies. I got a son. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go, oh, shit. Would it really been worth it not to be in their lives? Like, we so, as men, right, as a people with hardships and horrible experiences and this and that, there are certain words that are always going to trigger us. I'm trying now in my golden years, in my old age, not to let anyone have that much power over me. It dawned on me one day, right? Like, hoe and bitch are trigger words for females most of the time, right?
Yep.
Bitch this, hoe that. Bitches will usually respond like, oh, my God, blah, blah, blah. I realized if I replaced bitch with brick, if I just started calling girls bricks, guess what? After 6 months it caught on, you call a girl a brick, she is going apeshit because the intent is there. They know I'm being disrespectful when I call them a brick. I could call them a rose, right? Something that they beautiful, they love, da-da-da, tender, gentle. If they know what the intention is, they're going to react. At this stage in my life, I don't know if I'm willing to be pried away from my wife and my child because some white boy said nigga. I gotta process it. My natural instinct is to fuck him up on sight without question. But as an adult, as a grown man, is it worth my wife having a fond love in 10 years? Is it worth not being able to see my son graduate college? I have to really process it at the age of 44. I'm not 19 no more. I don't have 10 years to give the system. I don't got it in me. I'm going to jail. I'm either going to jail for the Ocean's 11 heist and the money got buried or murder. Those are the only two things I'm going to prison for at this stage in my life. Anything else, if I'm a sucker, if I'm soft, whatever. My prime objective is to raise him and love her. I can't let nigga prevent that.
Now, see, I'm looking at it beyond me and beyond my kids, because what I don't want is for battle rap in, let's say, 50 years, I'm dead and gone, and battle rap is the biggest entertainment on the planet, and now every white boy is saying nigga, and every third grade white boy is saying nigga, and now my grandkids got to deal with that shit, or my great grandkids got to deal with that shit. Where my whooping his ass 50 years ago could have stopped that shit.
But don't, I get why you're saying and what you're saying, but check this out. If you think little white boys don't say nigger now, you fooling yourself. They say it now.
Oh, they absolutely do, but they don't get on TV and say the shit. Generally speaking. And they damn sure don't get on TV in a room full of black people and say that shit.
I'm willing to bet our children, like your kids are older than my son, but I'm willing to bet like kids my son's age and younger, white boys refer to themselves and each other as nigga, and I'm certain when the white boy hangs out with the black kids, they say nigga way more freely than when we were coming up. We didn't experience that. We wasn't having it. But I'm willing to bet it's the norm. You got to remember, the time has shifted so much. Like, remember, like I said earlier, faggot. Like, you can't say faggot now. Like, that's like a super no-no. Like, I can't call my man a faggot. He did some faggot shit. I can't call son a faggot no more. Like, they bug out now. I don't want it to ever get in a place where nigga is comfortable for them to say. Never, ever, ever.
But I would have agreed with you before Trump. And if there's one thing, him being president, I like, is that he has put the kibosh on that shit for the most part. Like, motherfuckers was getting way too comfortable with saying that shit. I agree with you. And yes, I agree with you that there are, culturally speaking, like, if you the white boy in the neighborhood and you grew up in, like, let's say, like Cal, he grew up in Brightmoor. Brightmoor is fucked up. If you a white boy that grew up in Brightmoor, first off, By the time you didn't graduate high school, you are either in need of serious institutionalization for some mental shit, or you didn't really earn some stripes because you've been getting your ass kicked for a minute and you didn't put in some work. So they may allow you to say nigga.
Okay, so that's a great example. If I go to a battle event and Cal got a white boy with him, more than likely he's been battle tested, he's official, and they fuck with him. More importantly, they fuck with him, right? So if I heard him say nigga around Cal, I shouldn't be shocked, right? Because that's what you're saying, the hood Cal grew up in, those white boys, you know, they fucked up because it's rough. So if either, like you said, they need psychological help or they got their stripes. So more than likely, if he's with Son, he's got his stripes or whatever, right?
Yeah. Now at that point, that's a problem me and Cal have.
Okay. Now, that's where I was going with it. Now I hear him say nigga. Do I say something to him or do I say something to Cal?
I'm checking your sponsor, bruh.
But as a grown man, as a 25, 30, 35-year-old, is that man responsible for his words and actions?
Yes. Nigga, you know you brought a white boy to the spot to say nigga, and you did not train that nigga appropriately.
But no, I'm not saying in the battle. I'm saying in a private like I speak to Cal, right? Like, you know what I mean? I go over in his cipher, and I start talking to him. And Son's not talking to me or nobody. He's talking to one of his mans or whatever. And I just happen to be within earshot, and I hear him say it. Should I possibly?
Okay, that would not be that would not be a fight, but that would be. I would definitely I would just not sit and not say anything. You feel what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't just punch the nigga, but it would be known, bruh. I mean, I understand what y'all got going over here, and this is, you know, like now I'm sunning him because I'm not even gonna talk to you. I'm gonna talk to your sponsor, bruh. I see what y'all got going over here, man. That might work for y'all, but this ain't some shit that we do over here. You need to discipline your son over there, and I'm gonna be disrespectful to that nigga politely.
Now, hold on. Let me put a little spin on it to make it a little better. What if Cal's the little homie? What if Son is really one of them BMF niggas that was getting money with Meech? What if he's Son and Cal? That's a whole different perspective now. What if he's the nigga that's M'd up? What if he controls the army?
I might just have to get my ass whooped there. It is what it is. I mean, and you know what? And I'm gonna be honest. It would that depends on who I got with me, what I got on me, because you talking some real shit here. You know, like White Boy Rick. I grew up in that era. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Now he told me it was bad. I was looking forward to it, but like 3 people told me it was whack, and I didn't watch it. I shouldn't have listened. That's my fault.
I didn't watch it. I grew up in that era of White Boy Rick.
Okay.
That was a white boy that you did not just go up and say some out of pocket shit to. Period.
Okay.
He was that guy. That shit was legit from that standpoint. How he got to be that guy, I didn't know all that other shit until the movie came out. But at the same time, he know, bruh, you're not gonna be what you say on the east side with them niggas on Mac and Bewick is not the same shit you say on 7 Mile and Southfield. Regardless of your stripes. Because there's other niggas out here on your level or bigger than you. You know, so it's not like you just immune to shit. You may be immune to shit at that time. You know, I wouldn't be in the store if White Boy Rick was in Foot Locker and I'm in Foot Locker and he what up, my nigga, to some other cat. I'm not going to say anything to White Boy Rick at that time. What I'm going to do is go talk to my niggas that's bigger than White Boy Rick. And that conversation they need to go discipline that nigga. Because I'm not big enough to discipline that nigga. You get what I'm saying? There's other niggas I know that's in a position where them saying some shit is not gonna not only not get them killed, but he gonna back down immediately. If I said some shit to white boy Rick in Foot Locker, yes, I'd get murdered. Period. I know that.
But that's why I was saying earlier, it's really circumstantial, and that's what makes language so interesting, because you really a product of your environment when it comes to language. If you grew up in East LA around all Mexicans, you would speak Spanish. You understand what I'm saying? You would wear the stupid shirt with the top button and the rest of the shirt open.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't, I can't really fault a person for that's all they know.
Yeah, but your black friends have got to, like that. That's not a question that your black friends know about that shit. And whether it's cool to y'all or not, if you in East LA and that shit works for y'all, they also, if they really your friends, they need to train you correctly. Bruh, you can only say this from 76 to 84th. You say this shit on 90th, nigga, they gonna shoot you and we can't do shit about it. You know, and I think this nigga hung up.
No, I'm right here.
Okay.
I'm processing.
Oh, yeah, but and you doing, like, if that's really your boy, you doing them a disservice by not talking to them and telling them this is not an acceptable thing universally. This is, I got love for you in a weird sort of way, but this is our culture, but this is not a universal culture amongst black folks. It's not gonna work. The odds of you getting beat up are pretty high if you say this shit and you not at home. It's the same thing like certain shit you can say at home. It's certain shit you can say at home that you can't just go up the street and say your mama will whoop your ass. Same shit.
Yeah, but you got to remember, we talking about the environment once again, right? If you got to remember, we've seen mothers who refer to their own 2-3-year-old as a little nigga. True. You understand what I'm saying? Like, when you come from that environment, who's checking the white boy? Because that's all they know. The tears of ignorance, run pretty high. Nobody's checking because no one sees a fault in the language.
I've never met a black person. I have met some black people that actually were cool with their white friends saying nigga. I don't agree with it, but I can't beat up every motherfucker I think is stupid.
That's true.
However, they also are aware. I've never met a black person that was not aware that would be generally problematic if that white boy wasn't in that particular area saying that. So
no. I'll give you a great example. One day when I moved to Charlotte for 2 years, right? So to run in the city, I go, how can I learn how to do? I say, I'm gonna do Uber. So I did Uber, right? And I had 3 kids in my truck. I had two black kids and an Indian kid. And they talking, they 16, 17, whatever age they was. They going to hang out or whatever. And then I hear the Indian kid say nigga, right? And they didn't flinch or nothing. You could tell this is how they all speak around each other, this and that, right? So before they got out, I gave them the old head speech. Yo, shorty, dig this, right? And I gave them examples of how it could have went left immediately, right? Now, then likely when they got out the car, it was like, fuck that old nigga talking about da-da-da, right? But maybe something I said to him resonated and it stuck with them. And maybe from that point on, they might have been like, maybe you shouldn't say it. Or maybe someone would have just been like, yo, nah, I ain't never think of that like that. Maybe he's right? Maybe I stayed there, or maybe he didn't give a fuck. But if you, right, I try to use myself as an example. Everybody knows I'd say bitch 30 times a day. I don't say it in anger, right? I say nigga 40 times a day. They're both pronouns to me. I use it to refer to a species, a group of people. Now, if I said it with malicious intent or to be offensive, I would understand why it's offensive, right? But since I don't have a problem with it, even though some do. Now, I get why they do, and I respect their opinions. I'm not going to stop saying it. Now, you don't think little dirty white boy grew up in the hood feels the same way about nigga the same way I feel about bitch?
I'm certain there is some little dirty white boy up in the hood that doesn't absolve him getting his face punched in.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care like the process of how you came to use nigga, you know, but if me and you just randomly at a store or whatever and you just decide, hey, well, that's my nigga, you know, no, bro, we got a problem. And not only like, especially like what we talking about, and I gotta go in a minute, man, because my old lady about to kick my ass.
Oh shit.
But not literally. Well, you know, although she scares me, I'm just fucking with you. But you know, like it's. I'm not about to ask you the breakdown of how you came to start using nigga. I'm not trying to make no fucking point as far as, you know, maybe I could reach you. Fuck reaching you. I don't really care. Like whoever you grew up around, if they did a poor job of raising you on how if you in the black culture, then be in the black culture appropriately. You can't just be in you know, around all black folks and think you can just be all willy-nilly. Black folks can't even do that shit. Like let's say fag for example. You go to England, you ask a brother for a cigarette, that's a fag. It's totally different. Culturally, still black people. You go, you know, some shit that you can say in Detroit is not gonna fly in Brooklyn, or something you say in Atlanta is not gonna work for you in Chicago. And so, and I've been there. Like when I moved from Detroit to Cleveland, culturally, even amongst our own, there's a lot of similarities, but there's a lot of differences unique to whatever area you in. You know, and when I came here, my people, black folks, they schooled me on the culture of Cleveland. So
okay.
if your people did not school you, I'm not responsible for that shit. You are, and they are. But if we have an interaction and you're a white boy and you say nigga and you somehow end up on the ground, you need to go home and be mad at them.
No. Let me drive the point home. I don't suggest no white people say nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? I explained in a small little window of entertainment. It's circumstantial, but in real life, I suggest none of you say nigga. Now we're not gonna assume. You know, it's 2020. Some of these white boys might be able to fucking MMA their way in the fight or some shit. Do not check a white boy for saying nigga and then get fucked up, because your life is gonna be fucking horrible.
It is.
If you
it's
get
not a good look.
By the white boy.
Not a good look.
You're never going to live that down.
You are
not. Be supremely confident in your knuckle game if you get the white boy for saying nigga. If you get beat up, fucking, you're going to be like all white people going to be allowed to call you nigga after that. So don't be that nigga.
That I would agree with. You know, like, that's not going to be a good look, and that is definitely going to be a world star situation.
It's a world star situation.
Facts, you know. So, but it is what it is, you know. Like it just, that's just something that's just a line, man. That just unequivocally, yes, it is entertainment at the end of the day. But see, and the thing about it is, before I go, is that like when niggas talk about shooting guns or whatever, or all kind of outlandish shit, we know it's outlandish. What we don't know is if that white boy is just being quote unquote outlandish, or he feels some type of way about black folks.
Oh, but okay, you made a great point. Now look, let's say, you know, this is the first example popped in my head. God, you know, whatever. Let's say Tech had a bar about kids, right, that nobody picked up on at the time. It was just a bar. Now, due to the way things played out, we don't know what someone's intent is, right, based on what you just said. We don't know if he really thinks nigga this, nigga that in real life. What if these niggas that be like, yo, I see your daughter, the stick, da-da-da. What if they really fucking, on some foul shit and they really thinking it? So that's what I'm saying. Like, what are we gonna draw the line? We gotta either allow it all or we take it all off the table. That's what I feel.
To a large extent, that's why I don't fuck with battle rap as much as I used to. Is because I just can't take the justification. Like I don't that's one thing with me. I don't understand. Like I know a lot of people that just hate Eminem, and they hate Eminem because he is white. My pushback on that is, okay, well, not only that, it's like he's white and he's talking about killing his mother and his baby mama. And my pushback all the time is, okay, if you hate him because he's white, why aren't you happy that he is saying that? Because he's talking about killing white people. But you're okay and you promote and you listen to music that perpetuates black people killing black people.
Niggas like to move the goalposts all the time. That's the problem.
And I typically in some, it's I don't in a lot of things. I'm gonna keep it a stack. There was a comedian, Rich Voss, I believe that was his name. White dude from somewhere.
Rich Voss is hilarious. For those not familiar, Rich Voss is a funny guy.
He is a funny guy, and he was one of the few white comics that I saw go at black folks on the stereotypes. I felt
he did it. A matter of fact, Rich Voss said something to me and Caroline's one night.
Yeah, I think he was on the Apollo when he did this shit too. And
yeah, he's a lot. Like Artie Lang got a funny bit about nigga playing basketball, saying nigga. Louis C.K. got a super funny joke about like you can say it and it'll be hilarious or entertaining.
I didn't hear nobody saying. I didn't hear him saying nigga. Like, see that's what I'm saying. Like he came up to the line. And he walked that line perfectly. Shit was funny. It had some truth to it. It could be taken offensive by some black folks, but he ain't crossed the line. You feel what I'm saying? Like I'm not opposed to you talking shit about black folks if you're a comedian or yeah, go ahead, be funny about the shit. But when you say nigga, we waiting outside, bro. Different story. Anyway, man, definitely dope, man. Appreciate you. We're going to have to do this again, man. I'm like, damn, Henny said, let's do a show. Fuck it, man. Let's do a show. And I actually saw Bad Boys tonight. Me and the wife went to go see that.
Can I go see it? I was this close to going to see it. She was tired. She didn't, so I didn't go. But should I go see it?
You know what? As an old head, I actually I seen the people knocking that they got old, and I actually kind of liked it. Like this was my personal favorite one, and then I'm probably gonna be one of the few people to say that. But my wife was like, yeah. But I was like, I got it. It was more from a personal standpoint, like where they were at in life, and they had some dope ass action scenes. So
okay,
I liked the shit. I didn't even think I was gonna like it. Like compared to the other ones, I actually liked it a lot. So that's just my 2 cents.
I'll probably still check it out.
Yeah,
I seen. A matter of fact, the other two were on TV last night, so I'll probably go see it.
I don't know though. In New York, nigga, y'all shits cost like $50 a ticket. I don't know if you can risk it.
Yo, I was talking about that the other day. It's fucked up. If a person got like 3 or 4 kids, like going to the movies is like a really big. They're gonna spend like $100 and some just to go to the movies. Which is still insane to me, because I remember the movies used to be like $5, $7 or some shit.
Yeah, like if I go to the movies tomorrow, here is $5.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
the movies, I want to say $15, $16 in New York.
For $100, we could go to Cedar Point.
That's ill.
Yeah, me and my wife can go to Cedar Point for $100. And actually, I think we might be able to buy a little food. I think it's like, I don't know, $35 a ticket.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the fucked up. Like, we had discussed, like, moving to the East Coast, too. And it's like, we would never stay in New York. We like New York. There ain't no way we live in there. This shit's just too expensive. And I'm not trying to pay, like, $12,000 a month to live in a closet.
That's really, when people say that shit is really only, like, downtown Manhattan. I mean, it'll be other places you'd be like, yo, that's kind of pricey depending on the neighborhood. but it's really not. You can, you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's more expensive than, Cleveland, obviously, or some shit. But
right,
it depends. It depends.
And you used to it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I guess it just is what it is.
Right.
I definitely.
Your normal is like I could be living downtown Cleveland in a penthouse.
Yeah. But the only problem is you're in fucking Cleveland.
Yeah, you got a point there. Like this,
Uh,
this ain't they didn't build. Black folks was definitely not in mind when they built this spot.
You know what I'm saying? Like, even the fun, cool part of Cleveland, like, it's Cleveland.
Yeah, but
you just got, when you're in states and cities like that, you just got to be on your grown family shit. I don't really care about, hanging out, doing other shit, having fun, and all that bullshit.
That's what I go. I really want to do something. I'm only 2.5 hours away from the crib, so I go home.
Okay.
Yeah, because there ain't shit to do here, But anyway, man.
But you know what I mean? I might, it's 2020 with January. Who knows? I might do this shit again in September or some shit. But if I do, the first person I call.
Hit me up, bro. You already know.
All right, man. It's a pleasure, man. Talk to you later.
No doubt. Peace.